Conor McGregor KO'd my parrot after noise from UFC Legends building site scared my prized bird to death. A fuming parrot keeper blames cage fighter Conor McGregor for the death of one of his prized birds. David Dunn said his 1,300-pound parakeet suffered a heart attack after test drilling at a huge nearby building project backed by the UFC star. David, 37, of Drumnach, Dublin, has a 30-strong collection of exotic birds. He said, once the work started, it was so noisy. It really stressed all my birds out. David said some of his exotic collection were so traumatized by the noise they started pulling their own feathers out. He added, it has caused a lot of grief and stress. The noise from the drilling killed one of my birds. David told how his prized 1,300-pound Ludinokana parakeet suffered a heart attack after test drilling at the site close to his home. In a blast at UFC star Conor's property company, David continued, once the work started, it was so noisy. It really stressed all my birds out. Some of them started plucking their feathers out due to stress. So I had to do something. Distraught David, 37, who has a 30-strong collection including parakeets, Amazon parrots, macaws and African greys, says he contacted one of Conor's firms. He said the birds' peace and tranquility had been shattered. He explained, I rang and told McGregor's company about it. They came around and saw the bird dead and said, sorry about that, we'll do something. I rang about it again and they said they would replace the bird. They said they would compensate for the loss of the bird and they didn't. When push came to shove, they basically didn't do anything. David believes he had an agreement that the firm would help move the parrots to a location away from the site in Drumnach, Dublin. But he said he was left angry when the company later turned around and only offered the price of a van rental. David said, I had to take all my aviaries down and move all the birds out all on my own. I have big exotic birds. Some of those birds are on the protected species list and all. I feel like they just disregarded me and my birds. We went to so many meetings and they said they would look after the birds. But as soon as they broke the concrete, they didn't care. The parrot enthusiast has now shifted the majority of the birds to a friend's property in Wicklow. David, who is due to become a dad for the second time in April, said the building project has taken a terrible toll on him and his pregnant partner. He said, relocating the birds is costing me money that I shouldn't need to spend. I have to do a full day's work as a driver, come home, get the food for the parrots, drive to Wicklow and feed the parrots. It is taking time away from me and my family as well. The building site in Drumnach has planning permission for a 9-story, 188 build-to-rent apartment scheme that McGregor has bought. Preliminary works are now underway on site, leaving local residents livid. A number of them have lodged objections to multi-million euro plans by one of the UFC star's firms to build an 8-story, 113-unit apartment block adjacent to the site. Irish Conor, 35, shot to fame and fortune as a mixed martial arts ace and professional boxer. He won 22 of his 28 Ultimate Fighting Championship fights and is a former UFC featherweight and lightweight champ. He is also a former Cage Warriors featherweight and lightweight champ. McGregor's representatives were contacted for comment.